All right. I think we're live. Let me just remove this waiting screen. Give me guys just one quick moment. There we go. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing amazing today. It's a Tuesday here in the Eastern EU. Hope you guys have an amazing day today, regardless if it's morning, afternoon, evening, or early morning. So, are you guys ready for another session? Let me see if we have everything set right, the audio and everything. Let me see. Yeah, you're great. Also, I would like to salute the 10 people watching us already over X, YouTube, and Twitch. If you guys wish to join the conversation inside Discord, you also have the link shared on the screen. I believe it's in the description as well. Also, very excited to announce that we have also opened up a school project. So we have school.com/davidtech on where you have everything together, well put together. So you have everything, the Davidtech and the Strategy Factory knowledge all put together. Of course, it's free of charge. If you have an existing subscription, you just have to link them up and you're going to get it unlocked, which is amazing. There's also a limited promotion for the first 50 or 100 people. I don't remember. So make sure to check it out because you could save up some money, a real saving. So let me just proceed very, very quickly by saluting everybody. I see a couple of people, Neil, Alex O, and Crypto J. What's up, everybody? Hope you have an amazing day today. Glad to be here with you. I also share the link with the people from school. So if you're guys from school, just let me know as well. If you have any questions like where to find your way around or within Strategy Factory or within Davidtech altogether, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to guide you along. Just a quick disclaimer, guys. We are, of course, in the trading segments, so make sure you're aware of the risks involved with trading. If you're getting approached by somebody claiming to be me or a Davidtech official, inviting you over to pay to join a private group or anything like that, or some kind of investors, or I don't know, invest into some coin or something like that, sketchy Davidtech ID with David plus DTech or something like that, or something very weird, that's 100% not us. If you wish to speak to me directly, you can do it via school, or you can do it inside Discord, just inside the general chat. Just say hi, I wish to speak to somebody from the tech team or to Vlad directly because I have an issue or have a question. And you can definitely tell it's actually me because I have the red name as a Discord admin. If you guys have any questions within the live stream, I'll be more than happy to answer to you again, all about Davidtech or the or the subject in talk, or at the end, I have a Q&A session. If you wish to join Discord as well and have a question, just let me know so I can mute you in case you don't wish your voice to be included in the recording for watching for later. Crypto.ga, I'm a strategy factory pay subscriber. I can access the school via site stuck behind paywall. Can you help? Sure. Can you reach out to me via email? It's vlad@david.tech. Let me just write it down. Vlad, for you, Vlad at david.tech. I just wrote it like this, so I'm not getting flagged or anything like that by the comments. I'm not sure if you can share links within YouTube anyway, so that's why. So I can, of course, set you up. Cheers. Thank you very much. Again, I'm not sure why, but there have been just 2 or 3 people out of course, so many people that have this issue. More than happy to manually help you out. So today's agenda, guys, we are on 7th of July. Hope you guys have an amazing summer already. It's pretty close to middle of it. I'm kind of surprised time moves so fast. I mean, since I'm of course involved with the local backtester project, I mean, there isn't much of a weekend anymore. It's just building and building and building on top. If you wish to learn a little bit more about my local backtester project and the journey that I'm actually going through with it and my discoveries, make sure to join school. And of course, it's free to join if you have an active David Tech subscription or Strategy Factory subscription. You are going to see some documents and some kind of blog posts, I believe, if you guys want to live in the early 2000s, let's call them that way, about my journey so far. Very exciting topics as well, discoveries as well. And I'm also close to daily updating them with my very recent discoveries, which I'm very, very excited because I'm very, very close to something pretty great, I should imagine. So the agenda for today, of course, it's Tuesday. We have the Elite Backtesters updates. I have some charts for you, and I'm also going to show you a few bits of my local backtester. There hasn't been so much in the matters of UI. It's just more strategies, more families of indicators that I'm currently testing. Also, a huge update from David today. He's going to release a video about a secret topic. Let me not spoil you about that one. And I'm also investigating a little bit on how to build some kind of indicators around this topic. So make sure, guys, to watch our YouTube release. It's going to be pretty amazing, in my opinion. And yeah, let me just not spoil it for you. It's going to be amazing. I believe it's going to be live in just a couple of hours. So please enjoy the wait. And also, there are some other topics. Of course, every Monday and Wednesday, we have Yuli, which is an electrical engineering teacher, and he joined our community a couple of months ago, I believe in February or early March. And he's been building some very, very amazing indicators, which, in my opinion, they have been hard to make, if that makes any sense. With, of course, the help of AI, it's much more easier now because it's more about engineering topics and mathematic formulas involved, which, of course, for me myself, I'm an engineer as well at my core. I finished in 2019 my degree, but in my opinion, math was pretty hard, so I didn't try. But also, I'm not a Python developer as well, so all the AI got together and made this possible. In my opinion, it's great just as long as you understand and try to orchestrate a little bit. So for example, if you see an obvious mistake, just return it to the AI, and of course it's going to fix it for you. I believe this would be the orchestration. It's like something that AI currently can and cannot manage. For example, I asked it to make me some kind of documents about a topic, and for some reason it has included some very unnecessary topics around my general topic. And of course, as soon as I flagged it, it was something like, oh, wow, I'm so sorry for doing this. Let me just fix it. So maybe it's hallucination, maybe it's not there yet, I don't know. But so far, in my opinion, AI has been amazing. I mean, people which never coded a line in their life, I mean, never wrote a line of code in their life, like me, like myself. Um, of course, school, it's close to zero. Whatever you're doing in school, you're not applying to real life in a matter of coding and everything like that. I mean, again, like myself, I never coded a line, realistically speaking, and I just build a local backtester of which you can just ask or try to orchestrate a little bit the direction of what kind of indicators to try, what kind of markets, and of course to be able to peg it to Tradingview and so on. And boom, there you go. It's just simply made. It's, in my opinion, amazing. We're living the best times of our lives. Of course, economics and wars and everything like that, they are not really the best times ever to live in. I'm so sorry for everybody that's not inside that area of just AI, and that's it. So yeah, let's just jump into the main topic for today, the Elite Backtesters update, and yeah, let's just move over with some charts. For today, guys, we are starting with a setup on Solana over 2 hours chart time frame. We have some pretty interesting updates to TradingView as well. I believe today or yesterday, depending where you live from, they have been added. So they have added some kind of shortcuts, which in my opinion, they are somewhat good and not so good. In my opinion, is just a little bit, in my opinion, not the best approach. I mean, now what are you going to do? You're going to update these two at the same time. I believe that more documentation was required with this kind of updates because, for example, if I'm going to change this one to 1001, let me see if it has, okay, so it's doing some kind of updates, and it's also updating in the properties, which is, in my opinion, very good. However, these ones over here about the script execution, in my opinion, it's a little bit off with the naming. The execution, in my opinion, as an algo trader, should be more about launching this live with some kind of capital, not just how actually the script is executed within TradingView, because of course I already have set these up inside the properties. So it's a little bit of a salad, so to speak. But yeah, overall, I hope with feedback and everything, they are going to fix and make it a lot better. But yeah, of course, rather than fixing the most interesting issues, just 4 or 5 types of data, the open, the high, the low, and the close and the volume, just include some more data rather than doing these kind of shortcuts. I don't know. I suppose people are more interested into that rather than more cleaner data. No clue. There's also a question, what is the next strategy update, like added to the strategy factory? It's going to be most probably this weekend. It really depends on this UI change over TradingView. We must also update our system so our bots can actually grab the data and everything. I'm going to let everybody know within a Discord update on the final date of the strategies update and the refreshes, and also the refresh of the elite backtesters. So make sure, guys, to continue to submit these kind of amazing charts, but not really this kind. I mean, something that you would actually consider to trade. That's all that we are asking in order to submit to the group, in order to upkeep your access to everybody else's work, because it would also be unfair to not submit to the group and still have access to somebody that has been religiously submitting, like for example Soperator and all of the other very good elite backtesters members. So back to our strategy, we do have this strategy on Tradingview. We do have the Solana as a coin over 2 hours. We have 10,600% profits in a matter of 5 years, or something very similar to that, close to 5 years, which is amazing if you ask me. We have the maximum drawdown of just 24%, which is of course within the community average between 20 and 25%. The win rate is 71%, profit factor 2.3. All good so far. Equity curve a little bit flat here at the beginning, but we can definitely see an increase over time. It's just that very recently, and of course with the math adding up, they are more violently applying a change to the equity curve, because 10% out of 1 million, it's way more critical than 10% out of 100, if you see what I mean. Other than that, performance of the past months, I mean, May has been always a winner. Also, October, unfortunately, August win streak has stopped. November and I believe 2021 was not successful, so that's a loser right there. But yeah, so far so good with the results for this strategy. Let's see very quickly. Buying and holding Solana for 5 years, it was still profitable if, of course, you had the luck of jumping in 5 years ago and didn't sell. You would be at 131%. Maximum ever was 760%. Minimum ever, however, negative 74%. Of course, our strategy it's a lot better. Minimum would be the negative 10%. Currently sitting at the very peak, 10,600 and something percent. You can see right here. So yeah, so far so good. Let's proceed to the next one. We have a setup on Cake over 37 chart time frame with a dead zone strategy. We have the profits of 533%, maximum drawdown 22%. We have the win rate of 55%, 54%, and a profit factor of 1.5. Performance of the past months looks pretty good. We do have July, which has been always a winner, always a loser, sorry, but so far we're just 7 days in for July, so doesn't really matter until we finish up the month. Other than that, I mean, it's looking pretty good. There isn't much data to rely on, like, for example, the previous one, which we had like 5 years, but still, in my opinion, it's decent enough for a backtest for Cake. We are going now to see how the forward trades are developing. If, for example, the maximum drawdown is not getting exceeded, if, for example, the win rate still stays the same in the future, I don't know, 20 or so trades. These are all just green flags in order to consider to go live with this strategy with a live account. Let's see. Buy and hold performance since February 2025, so about 1 year and a half. You'd be negative 26% currently. Minimum ever would be negative 40%, with a maximum ever window of 131%. Minimum ever for our strategy would be 0. So our strategy started with wins and was never under the initial balance, which is very good. Currently being at 533%, with a maximum ever window of 632%. Next, we have ZEC on 1 hour chart time frame with a dead zone strategy. Again, similar to the Solana one, not so many trades yet. Performance looks pretty good in my opinion, 1,600% profits. Maximum drawdown 20%, again within our community standards. Win rate very close to 65%, and a profit factor of 2.2. Performance of the past months, I mean, looks pretty good. Here, I'm not sure what happened within this window of inactivity. I'll make sure to check out why exactly there are not so many trades here within this period. But yeah, I mean, we have 100, in total, we have about 200 and something trades. So yeah, let's see. No, actually, we have 131 trades. Sorry. Again, very confusing. You don't understand exactly what's the ratio calculator. I mean, you have to be a little bit fast with math to see if it's actually the winning trades out of how many, not the losing trades and the winning trades or something like that. All you can do is just mouse over right here to see the trade 131st to see exactly how many there are. Unfortunately, there's also another bug which I didn't see for now, but for some reason, sometimes the equity curve starts after the first quarter or something within that area. So you're skipping like the initial equity line. Again, these are just very little bugs, which in my opinion should be addressed rather than doing some kind of shortcuts. But yeah, all good so far. So with our strategy, we have the profit factor of 2.23. Equity curve line looks pretty good. Performance of the past months looks pretty good as well. We have the buy and hold performance of currently for about 2 years and a half. It's a little bit better than our strategy, which is something you don't see every day. Currently at 2000% profits with a maximum ever window of 2500%. However, the maximum drawdown would be negative 19%, which is actually applied to the initial capital. So our strategy, it's on 0%, so started to win from the very, very beginning. Currently at 1,600% profits with a maximum ever window of 1,780% on average. Next, we have WLD on 1 hour. We have some crazy, crazy performance, in my opinion. We have 20,000% profits, which is, of course, including the leverage and the position sizing. You also need to take every trade from the very, very beginning, or in this case, 200, close to 300 trades actually, in order to achieve such scores. So again, 20,000, actually 21,000, very close to that percent profits. Maximum drawdown 22%, again, very, very good. We have the win rate of very close to 60%, profit factor 1.77. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it's pretty damn good. I mean, it's also scaling up very, very, very quickly from the early beginning. A little bit flat here for just a couple of months, but other than that, in my opinion, it's very, very good. Performance of the past months, I mean, as well, pretty good. Unfortunately, there is no activity in July. So, of course, we'll have to see how forward trades are going. Let's see, buy and holding WLD, we would be negative 84%, minimum ever would be negative 91%, with a maximum ever performance of 246%. Our strategy on a whole other league, negative, the minimum would be negative 2%. Currently, very close to the maximum ever of about 21,000. Which is brilliant. Very, very good. I'll definitely pin this one to watch it close on my end as well. So if you wish to learn any updates on that, make sure to join our Discord server or the school. Link is on your screen. There's also the link in the descriptions, I believe. Let me show also the Discord link as well for a little bit so people can view and join. Let's see. Next setup would be on AVAX on 2 hours. Here we have an even better performance. We have 22,000%. Maximum drawdown a little bit higher than the previous one, 25%, but still within our community standards of around 20 to 25%. If you wish to risk a lot less or maybe a little bit more, you can also adapt the leverage and the position sizing to your fittings. Win rate very close to 59%, profit factor of 1.51. Here we have the performance a little bit flat at the beginning, but it does eventually pick up. So all is good in my opinion. Performance of the past months, I mean, a lot of successful months. Unfortunately, February on 2026 did break. But other than that, June, October and November were always full of wins. So maybe, hopefully, they are going to be with forward trades as well. Let's see. I mean, again, on a whole other league, the current performance of buying and holding from 2021 October would be so close to 5 years now, would be negative 88%, minimum ever negative 90%, with a maximum performance of just 116%. Our strategy is killing it. Negative performance doesn't exist in the initial capital. It's just a current performance of 22,000% with a maximum ever of close to 25,000%. Next, we have another setup on AVAX. Here we have on a 2-hour chart time frame with a crazy performance of 6,200%. We also have some notes from, I believe, this operator. V1 is 5 times profitable, I believe, which is also optimized by him. But look how nice the equity curve is. Looking assuring, that's even forward testing. Very true, guys. You need to be aware that forward trades have nothing to do with the backtest. We just hope that the backtesting stats are going to match as much as possible the forward performance. You cannot have any shortcuts to that. Unfortunately, you will need to wait to have some live trades and to compare their stats with the backtesting data as well. And if you're happy with them, if they match, if, for example, you have an AI like pretty much everybody has nowadays to actually manage all of their portfolio of strategies, it's dead easy. If you wish to do it privately and don't share with everybody else, you just have to take some screenshots and find a reliable AI, like for example, Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude, or maybe like an open source solution as well. Just make sure you do have the proper equipment for that, and just feed some data, some CSV files, some pictures, and it's going to build a very, very reliable system of adjusting. For example, if a strategy starts to fall over, it's going to reduce or even pause the trades to that one, or the position sizing or the leverage, or if one tends to be a little bit better than expected, or turns out to be actually very, very good and matching the backtesting stats, it's going to scale a little bit more. So yeah, if you wish to speak a little bit more about AI portfolio adjustments, I believe there's also a room inside our Discord made by AlgoBot, which is actually building a tool around this. So make sure to join our Discord server as well. But if you wish to speak with me directly about this, I'm 24/7 close to that inside Discord and also within school. So make sure to just message me over the general chat or the elite chat or actually within the school, and I'll be more than happy to share my thoughts about anything trading related. So back to our strategy, we have this one with a performance of 6,300%, maximum drawdown 25%, total trades 243, and a profit factor of about 2. Look how amazing the equity curve actually is. Indeed, like operator says here in the notes, very, very good in my opinion. Performance of the past months, January has been always a winner. Unfortunately, February win streak has stopped. August as well has been very good, and also November, October maybe as well. It started a couple of years ago to actually happen. So yeah, definitely looking forward, and I'll also pin this one to my close to follow strategies. Let's see. Of course, the buy and holding very similar to the previous AVEX one. Our strategy is just on a whole other league. And I believe one of the future ones for AVAX, because we also have a next one as well. We have one on 2 hours. Let me make sure I'm also sharing my screen over Discord. I also see Operator is here within the chat. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And yeah, back to the chart. Definitely one of the best ones as well. I mean, take a look at that 44,000% performance. That's definitely, I believe, one of the best ones so far. Who knows what's the next one? So let's just keep our hopes high for even better ones, since we are generally speaking from I mean, this one was a little bit better than this one, so maybe it's going to be the same thing. Who knows? Let's just move over and see. Again, same case for the previous one. Current performance for AVAX is not so great, but while buying and holding, however, our strategy is basically killing it. Let's see now the final one, which unfortunately is nowhere near like the others, but still a very good looking strategy. A little bit of moving in steps. I believe this one, it's making like very big wins, and the losses are a little bit smaller but more frequent. For example, you can see within the win rate, a 40% win rate. We do have the performance of 700%, maximum drawdown just 19%. So if you wish to risk a little bit more to achieve, for example, 1000% profits, you can do that. Currently, the strategy is using a 2x leverage. I'm not sure on the position sizing. We will have to check within the settings, but of course, you can do that within Strategy Factory when you are trying to trade live with the bots. Let's see, profit factor 2.1, and of course the equity curve, which isn't terrible at all. It's actually pretty good. Let's see, of course, similar story with AVAX for buying and holding as well. Our strategy is just on a whole other league. And the final one for today, guys, we have a setup on Bitcoin. It's very, very good that we actually have a Bitcoin one. It's very tough to actually optimize the strategies for Bitcoin because the data is just a lot larger. And I suppose the math applied to, because in the end, the candles are just numbers, right? You have the open, the close, the high, the low, and the volume. I mean, the volume, it's a little bit similar to the others. But the value itself, like for example, 60,000 at the moment when you're doing the formulas and everything, I know it's just a ratio applied, like a multiplication applied. However, it's not that easy. I'm going to speak about that in a documentation inside school. So if you wish to join my classroom, it's of course free to join if you are already a DavidTech subscription member. Just let me know and I'll move a little bit faster into releasing it because it's definitely very interesting why it's a lot tougher to optimize Bitcoin rather than the other assets. One could argue that it's also that Bitcoin is just one and the other assets are like what, thousands. So it's a little bit harder to find something when you can actually find something out of a 4,000 or so interval rather than just one. So it's a valid argument as well. But it's a little bit more than that if you break down the math behind the big numbers. So the last setup for today, guys, we have the total PNL of 600%, maximum drawdown 25%. We have the win rate of 36% and the profit factor 1.5. Equity curve looks pretty good, in my opinion, as well. Performance of the past months, I don't see anything worrying pretty much. A pattern of profitability would be February and also November. So yeah, all is good. We are also beating buying and holding, which is also a subject to talk about while algo trading, because Bitcoin, generally speaking, over a long period of time, it's usually the best, has the best performance of buying and holding, because of course the altcoins have these huge earnings of thousands of percentages, but then they're going to also face down the 90 or even more than that percent drawdown. Bitcoin tends to be one of the best ones that actually have a low maximum drawdown and a stable profit performance overall during, again, very large period of times. It's very, very good to see that the strategy is actually beating it. We have the buying and holding since for about 2 years. We have just 35%. A minimum one would be negative 12%, and the maximum ever would be 156%. Our strategy is a lot better. We have close to 600% performance and the minimum ever performance of about 1%. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, with the main topic of today. I'm going to show you my local backtester as well. Let me just see if I'm actually sharing the right screen. Let me just adjust a little bit. Operator, hello, coach. Sorry for being late. No problem. Thank you very much for being here, Operator. Hope you have an amazing day today. And also everybody else within the live stream. We have 25 people watching us over YouTube, X, and Twitch. If you wish to join the conversation, let me put the Discord link. There we go. All right, so the local backtester. Let me just make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Let me do this right. There we go, my laptop screen. If you guys wish to know more about the background, it's a Diablo 4 background. I love it. That's why I use it. There we go. I believe all is good. The matters of sharing. So, again, as for a little introduction, about 2 months ago, I started to build a local backtester in order to try out more indicators a lot faster than Tradingview does. So if you're going to optimize with Tradingview, it's going to take you a lot of time just because of the manual or even the automatic optimization. It's actually very, very, very slow because you'll have to move each field by an increment. You'll also figure out a minimum and a maximum and so on. Please excuse me. That's why I started to build my own local backtester, which actually can release one-to-one parity TradingView scripts as well with the performance. So let's just open up a little bit I believe this one is the crypto setup dashboard. So opening up just a random one, which we have some interesting statistics right here. We will have the equity curve. We can copy the exact Pine script to it to have it as a strategy, but also the performance gets recorded as well from the starting point. We're going to open and check it out in just a minute. We have the return rate, we have the maximum drawdown, the profit factor, how many trades, the symbol and the exchange. We have the indicator used, so you might find some familiar ones because it's just baskets of free David Tech indicators, which you can find them on a Strategy Factory. Thank you very much, David, for submitting them. We have the indicators which Yuli made with the help of Yuli. We managed to get like 30 plus indicators, which I put them together, and now they are mix and matching each other in order to find the best families of indicators. I also took some of the very best indicators, best as in most popular, because the word best, it's not really the best word ever to use within TradingView, so the most popular in TradingView indicators. So they're also building up families of indicators based on mixing them, and also researching some other indicators, which both ChatGPT and Claude, either Opus 4.8 or actually Fable 5, has managed to understand the concept behind other concepts, and of course create strategies, being able to again peg them to TradingView as one-to-one parity. We also have the mark here profitable if the forward testing is actually profitable, unprofitable, or actually stale. Unfortunately, I don't find any at the moment. Like, for example, no activity. If there is no activity, it would not show anything. I believe they are more at the bottom currently. So yeah, we also have when the last data was actually pulled. So when the candles actually stopped. Since it's a 1 hour strategy, we have on this one the last data refresh over 3 hours ago, which is completely fine. We're missing just 3 candles. It's a onboarding running process. Like, for example, here is just fetching new data all the time, which is brilliant. And of course, I haven't made any line of code. Everything has been built by AI, which I'm very, very, very happy about. So let's just open up a random strategy. I mean, this one we can definitely see and understand. Let me hide this one. There we go. It's very, very close to Strategy Factory. If you have the green equity curve, that's the back testing. The purple one would be the forward testing. We have the indicator that actually made possible. We are using a 2% margin and a 2x leverage just to see how they scale with multiple trades. We have some more data, and we also have the backtest window from 2020, the initial capital, and so on. Yeah, I mean, I've also built, this is a new feature, some kind of an on-top filter. For example, we can choose the days to trade on. We can choose the direction, just longs and shorts. We can choose the quarter. You can choose another exit profits. And let me just test it for the only time. It should build an on-top equity curve. Let's just see if it's actually working. This is a first test. It's actually working, which is brilliant. Wow, I mean, I'm quite surprised it worked in a just in one shot. I mean, I haven't done any optimization whatsoever, and yeah, brilliant. Definitely, I have to play along a little bit to see what I can actually build on top of that as well. So this would be crypto. We also have the non-crypto, which would be let's see. Let's open up again a random one. We have Nvidia on 1 day. doesn't look so good at the beginning. It's just a random one out of the 50,000. There are more than 14,000 that's actually shown here, but I pretty much separated them in more inactive ones, more active ones, and the most favorite ones, which I'm actually building at the moment. This one right here, it's nowhere near ready. Of course, we'll have to build up a system of recognizing the equity curves, because just within the data, it could be very, very weird to adjust the data to the equity curve. So like how the equity curve picture looks like. So I'm going to put the favorites more about the equity curve line, not style, because style doesn't have anything to do with that, but how relevant and how reliable, that was the word I was looking for, how reliable the strategy looks like in a matter of equity curve more than the data itself. I don't know if I'm coherent right there, but I hope you do understand the idea. So back to the setup, we have, again, very similar copy code, the stock. Of course, since it's different than crypto, we don't have leverage, and position size, they are calculated a little bit different because also the fees are a little bit different. This one doesn't have any forward test because, again, it's taking a lot much time to have the trades coming in, since we are on a time frame of 1 day. We are starting also from 1999, which isn't the most relevant day to try to backtest from. I believe there is actually a date which actually makes sense. I believe 2009 would be the most relevant day to try to start your backtest on very, very long, or like a very, very high time frame, like for example, a day or so. I don't remember the exact date, but I'm working actually on an update, so it's going to highlight a little bit better that data actually makes sense to start backtesting from. But yeah, overall, I'm extremely happy with how the project starts to look like. And of course, I'll be sharing the updates with everybody within school as documents and, of course, blog posts, how it goes in the future. I'm very excited because this is my biggest project in coding, of course, the only project that I've managed to do in like 2 months with AI, which is crazy. Usually it's like a couple of days where you're trying to build something like a document, or maybe like a I don't know, slippage calculator or something like that. This kind of project, 2 months, it's also very costly in the matter of subscription and whatsoever. But still, like, I don't know, I'm paying, I guess, like the $100 subscription with Claude, which in my opinion is more than enough to do not really daily updates, like okay, so running 1 day data mining and so on. It's just prompts are being delivered to Claude very rarely, like 1 or 2 prompts every day. It's just that it's building processes that are taking a lot of time, like for example mining, which is not taking the tokens out of Claude because it's just building them. And then of course the process, it's a Python process or something like that. You can definitely see how good of a developer I am, right? Which is brilliant. Again, it's fantastic. So that's pretty much it, guys, for today with all of my topics that I had in plan. Of course, we're going to have Yuli back tomorrow with an indicator update. We are revisiting all of the older indicators from February, I believe. Please excuse me. We are visiting the indicators from February, which of course we have learned a lot since building them, and we are updating them to the newest standards. And of course, they are going to be published. Some of them will be actually made open source. Some of them will include the documentation and so on within school. So make sure, guys, to join our school. Let me just share the link again on the screen. And of course, an onboarding session on school this Thursday with me and David. Very excited about that as well, to show you guys how to actually use everything that you're getting, because in my opinion, you're getting quite a lot of value by joining David Tech. Also, guys, within the Discord, there has been a refresh a couple of weeks ago, which include so many great rooms created by I created the rooms, but are taken over by so great people. We have the Strategy Hunter by Yale, which is pretty much teaching you how to filter through strategies, how to actually start your way through algo trading with Strategy Factory. We also have the Algo Lab with Yuli, which is pretty much building the indicators that I suppose my local backtester is very relying on. So in my opinion, very, very amazing indicators, but he's also building simple strategies with the indicators just to take profit and a stop loss in percentages, just to see how the indicator logic actually runs. And they are very, very profitable when you just look at it. It's just an indicator with a take profit and a stop loss in percentages. That's it. It's brilliant to have like even hundreds, or even once it broke the 1000% profits barrier, which is insane. We also have Algobot with his portfolio balancement ideas. So if you wish to ask him a question about that, you should definitely do that. We also have Soperator, which is teaching you guys how to actually optimize the David scripts and how to actually get started with algo trading, like understanding the equity curves and the data behind TradingView and so on. In my opinion, is great. And also Rudy with open source. If you guys have any idea about an open source project, please send it to Rudy. He's going to build a V0.1 version just to see how the community vibe is around it. And of course, he will build it forward based on the community hype around it. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, I would like to move to the closing subject with a performance update. We are killing it on various exchanges with best traders, with best copy traders. They are indeed Davitech members. We can definitely see some very familiar names right there. Also, some of us are notified that they are in the top 1% traders over exchanges like Bybit. For example, Phishing, which has made Trade Harbor the best dashboard that Davitech never had. It's actually built by a Davitech member, which in my opinion is amazing. He has been notified that he's in the top 1.3% traders. Also, we have Reed, another good example of an amazing trader. He's been killing it with copy trading. You can definitely see he's scoring things like, 113% PNL in a matter of, I guess, a couple of months or even a month. Also, ROI of 66% in a very, very short period of about a month. In my opinion, it's crazy. I mean, banking systems, they give you banking deposits, they're giving you like 5% or 6% a year, which is quite insane. Also, make sure to check out Trade Harbor and these guys' ongoing challenges. For example, Phishing has a $1,000 challenge, which you can watch it developing live. Thank you very much, guys, for joining over. I have separated good point, shape of curve, a top measure of performance. Indeed, I do put a lot of emphasis towards the equity curve because, in my opinion, it's like the cover, which unfortunately you shouldn't judge the book by the cover, but unfortunately it's breakdown by the marketing. By marketing, it's actually the thing it's actually getting selling you the product. And also, in my opinion, the equity curve is telling you so much information. It's definitely worth the say a picture is telling 1,000 words or something like that. It's 100% worth taking a look at the equity curves as well, not just the raw data. And yeah, I believe that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very, very much for being here with me today. If you have any questions, I'll be within Discord for the next hour. So if you have any question within the general chat and also within the school, you can always find me. My name is Vlad NMP or Vlad Tech usually within David Tech. So yeah, I guess that's it, guys. Thank you very much for being here. And I'll see you tomorrow with Yuli and also the day after that with an onboarding session on school. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Soperator. Goodbye, Sam. Goodbye, everybody over X, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to join our school links and also our Discord server. The links are also in the description. Have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.